Yeah.
Do it, yeah, bitch.
I said it, bitch.
You do it better than me.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen this next election?
It's a damn good question.
I'm thinking Trump's going to win a landslide, but I thought he won a landslide last election.
Yeah, I went to sleep that night. We got this.
Yeah.
We taking our country back.
Yeah.
Woke up. Biden gets all these votes. I'm like, how did he get all the mail-in ballots?
I'm hoping that there is such a massive turnout for Trump that it makes it that much harder or even more blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
to
I'm
steal.
taking my wife. I'm taking my kids. Everybody's registered to vote when we going. I'm just not going by myself and voting this time.
So my nephew, Drew, developed an app which lets you search your family members, like family, cousins, neighbors, and you can see who voted last cycle or not. So you can actually go to them and say, hey, I know this is important. I'm going to give you a ride.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
We need that level of turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to absolutely crush any semblance of doubt about a Trump victory.
Right.
Because even if you look at the math from 2020, well, they say if you add up all the supposed votes, it comes out to like 91 or 92% voter turnout. Impossible. Why?
Right.
Because in Australia, where it's mandatory to vote and they fine you if you don't vote,
Oh, really?
they never get above 82%.
Wow.
So you're telling me that Biden, a 45-year failed politician, not a black guy, does better in the black community than Obama does? Come on. It's just
That's too much common sense right there.
yeah.
It's like they got something up their sleeve because that dude is obviously in mental decline, and they never
Staggering.
replaced him.
It's tragic to see the mental gymnastics between the pro-Biden people who probably just realized the fix is in versus the other Democrats, congressional Democrats, that realize they're going to get hurt with down ballot pressure, and so that their careers are at risk. That's what they care about, not really the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
To see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Trump's going to win. What do you think?
It's never good to measure the curtains, man. No, we must turn out in every state, even what you think is a safe state.
Yeah. Texas, Florida,
out.
still got to turn out.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia, yeah, we've been losing.
Because normal Virginia is
Yeah.
great. It's the D.C. area. And you know what?
Don't forget about Norfolk area.
Yeah, right.
Some fools down there.
But you know what? When you look at the explosion of the size of government, the 5 counties surrounding Washington, D.C. are per capita the wealthiest in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a really unhealthy sign.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. We used to live up in Herndon.
That's corruption.
Well, and it's just the amount of federal spending.
Yeah.
It's just like a fire hose showering it everywhere. To me, a successful Trump presidency would be a decline in the real estate value surrounding Washington, D.C.
Yeah, my townhome's going down.
Well, sell it, buddy. Unless you guys are going to go take a
Almost up
administration.
100% of it already. I'm just gonna sit on it because eventually Democrats going back in there.
Hey, you started a private equity firm?
I sold Blackwater in 2010. I moved to UAE, United Arab Emirates.
Oh, wow.
come from the
Okay.
Middle East,
Oh yeah, I was meaning to ask you about that. What's that?
because of Somali piracy. Because we'd actually done 20 helicopters for them. We basically modified them in. We made them special operations birds. Put the desert kits on and sand and sat nav and weapons and stuff. And they were very happy. And so I was asked to go meet the leadership. And Somali piracy was raging then. And so that was an interesting.
Somali pirates.
Yeah, that was raging in like 2011, 10, 11, 12. They were taking 80, 90 ships per year off the coast. They would drive a 25-foot skiff out to sea, hundreds of miles, find a ship, board it, take it back, park it, and then just wait for 6 months or a year waiting for the ransom to get paid.
Somali pirates, those are a bunch of black people.
Yes, they were.
What the hell would you?
Hey, I think
you in this big boat, and they come up, help, let me own your boat.
No, it was not a help. It was
Yeah.
They would drive up with a boarding ladder, hook it on the side, scamper up, and
okay.
4 dudes with guns go straight to the bridge and stop the boat, or I'm going to shoot you. And they take it that way. So that's
Somalia, man. That's all.
It's a shithole.
Yeah.
it's look, it's a rugged place. It's a beautiful country. It's like the longest coastline in Africa. Great surfing, great seafood.
The whole continent is beautiful. It's just
Governance matters.
Yeah.
yeah.
No leadership.
So built a police force, the Puntland Marine Police Force, and you don't hear about Somali piracy anymore. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
But it wasn't largely a kinetic thing. We
Yeah.
just went and dried up their logistics. We went because it doesn't take some high-end spy satellite to figure out where the pirates are.
Right.
You fly an airplane along the coast and say, "Oh, well, there's a 1,000-foot oil tanker anchored a half mile from shore."
Right.
Duh. Okay, they're going to be pirates there.
Yeah.
So the guys, their first mission was like a 300-mile drive across roads that had not been maintained in 30 years. And it
But
worked.
sadly, no news coverage, huh?
Look, the U.S. government actively did everything they could to block us and to make it stop.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it wasn't. We offered. We was like, look, Ollie North and Fox News came to the base. A couple senators visited, trying to make it nefarious. Look, we're here to build a police force. We're here to stop pirates.
Yeah.
And there's a movie we made, a documentary. It's called the Somalia Project. Because knowing that a bunch of white dudes in Somalia ending piracy was going to somehow be controversial.
White Christian straight males. That's going to, stopping black pirates.
And some of them were South Africans.
Right.
So, but my favorite part of that movie, because there's this kid that's interviewed through the movie. He's in his late 20s. He's an Indian kid. And he said, we'd been held for a year and a half. And the engineer had been beaten to death. Another guy had his ears cut off. And one day we heard shooting. And we heard a lot of shooting. And then we heard a helicopter. And we knew someone had finally come to rescue us.
Right. Yeah.
And then the movie cuts to the most bedraggled, abused-looking dudes that finally make it to the beach. It's the crew off the ship that have been rescued. And he said, we prayed to God, and he sent the PMPF. I thought, hell yeah, that makes it worth it. For all the bullshit, all the UN calling me an arms embargo violator and destabilizing and all the rest, fuck that. We rescued those dudes, and we ended piracy, and fuck the haters.
Yeah.
It's like just people live in two different realities.
Yeah.
Well, and the NGO industry that surrounds those kind of failed states, they're bad. That also needs to be massive cutoff of funding because it creates a cottage industry of people that perpetuate suffering, not end it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, man, it's been a great conversation, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
Great conversation.
It's been a great conversation.
Hey, I'm going to unplug.com, right?
Yeah. Where can people find you on social media?
I am on Twitter at real Erik D. Prince.
Real Erik D.
ERIK D. Prince.
Okay.
And they can check out Unplugged at unplugged.com. And I started a website, erikdprince.com, because in other podcast interviews I've done, I've mentioned a lot of books, and I read a lot, and it also has a list of all the other interviews I've done, articles I've written, because I really care about. Look, I have a lot of kids, and I'm now a granddad, and I'm having 2 more grandkids this year, and the country is not in great shape.
Right.
And I think we can do better. We should expect to do better. And if this is what our coastal elites from the Ivy Leagues are giving us, then let's look somewhere else. Right? Like William F. Buckley, the guy that founded National Review, an old school conservative, he said he'd rather be governed by the first 535 names of the Boston phone book than the clowns that are in Congress.
Yeah. It's a great quote.
It really is.
Look, everybody, inflation is out of control, and this problem's only gonna get worse.
Can't have all your eggs in one basket, especially when you got people like Sleepy Joe holding the basket in the White House.
That's why me and Kevin are always diversifying our assets. That's the kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion we like.
Yeah. The value of silver, gold has been steadily rising, while the value of the American dollar has been falling. Because what?
Inflation.
Because our government sucks.
Now, y'all, purplebar.com is changing the game, making it easy for all of us to protect our financial futures.
Look how cool these gold and silver bars are. Patriotic engraving on there, too.
Look real nice. The bars are perforated so they can easily break apart and can be conveniently exchanged if the dollar collapses. Go to purplebar.com and use promo code Hodgetwins and you get 5% off gold bars. And you get 10% off silver bars. Yeah.